Okay. So let's begin from the start. All right. Okay. So can you tell me about yourself, please?
My name is Hanso, and I'm in my mid-20s. I'm a senior at Zhejiang University, majoring in Chinese and literature. I was born in Cheonan City, but now I live alone in Seoul because my school is in Seoul. Um, when it comes to my personality, I think I'm very outgoing and optimistic because I have lots of friends. And me and my friends usually eat or drink something when we meet. I love my old friends. Okay, I think that's it.
All right. Okay. Now, let's talk about let's talk about your family. Okay. Can you tell me more about your family?
My family has 4 members. My parents and my brother, who is 2 years younger than me, and my mother is a kindergarten teacher, and my father is an elementary school teacher. And my um, my brother is in the army now, but he will be discharged next year. And he is very kind and treats me very well. Uh, Actually, now I live apart from my family, but before then I lived together with them. We usually have dinner every day. So now I always miss them.
Okay. All right. Okay. Tell me about your hobbies and interests.
Hobbies. Uh, I like listening to music, especially the dance music. Uh, I dance music of Korean famous boy bands. It I love the group of who who has 7 members. The, because their songs are very exciting and upbeat. I usually listen that music while I commuting to my school or just going to anywhere. And I also enjoy watch movies. Um, I love various genres, but especially I like the action genres. My favorite movie is the Tour of Marvel's hero movies series. The sound effects and scenes make me relieve the stress.
Okay. All right. And can you tell me more about your course and the classes that you are taking up?
Um, Now I'm a senior at university. I took many classes. Among them, my mandatory course is Chinese and classic literature. I like the poetry, Chinese poetry class because I could learn about how to make the poet, poet.
Poems.
poems. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I took some elective courses such as psychology and sociology. I think it was my courses were very helpful to me because I can speak and understand the Chinese now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Can you tell me a detailed description of your school?
Oh, it's very difficult. My,
Yeah. Let's try. Let's try. Okay. That
uh,
one we prepared last week. Okay.
my school is located in Gangnam, the heart of Seoul, which is my capital in Korea, uh, capital city. And actually, it's just 100 years last year. Uh, they have some ceremony of that, and there's a there's a lot of buildings and halls in my university. Some of them under construction, such as I usually go to the library and gymnasium and the uh, buildings that I can take my class. Okay, that's
That's
yeah.
it. All right, great job. So far, so good. Okay, of course it's isn't perfect, but I think you did pretty well until the part where you were describing about your major and your courses. Okay. All right. About the description of your school, it was good. Yeah, but you could do better. All right.
Yeah.
So I think you'd have to review the vocabulary we learned last week and then try to remember some of them. Okay,
Okay.
especially the facilities that
Uh,
your school has and you know something about its history. Okay,
okay.
yeah, you forgot the blue dragon.
Oh, right. We have that.
That's yeah that's I guess something that really
Oh,
that is really memorable about your school. Okay.
right.
All right. So let me share my screen. Okay. Well, I think that I did not really hear many errors
Mhm.
in your answers. So I love the fact that you remembered some words that we learned and you also did paraphrasing pretty well. It was really good in my opinion. So great job. There were three errors I'd like to just correct. Like before I lived together with them, like that.
Uh,
So instead of these, you could better say before. I think you mean to say when I was living together with them.
yes, right.
Like that. Right. Or when when I was leaving or when I lived together with them. All right. Going to anywhere. Okay. So the two,
Mm,
it isn't necessary. So going anywhere.
going.
And yeah. Okay. So the last one when you were describing, it's I guess you wanted to say it celebrated. Okay.
Uh, right. Yes.
It's 100th year. Last year. Okay. And they had a ceremony for that. Had.
Oh,
So use had, not have, because it was in the past. It was last year. Okay. Okay.
yeah, it's so difficult to use the past present.
The simple past.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me take note of that. Let's practice the simple past next time.
Okay.
Okay? About past stories. Okay. And also your pronunciation of these
Mm-hmm.
words. So literature. Lit-
Literature. Literature.
or it could help you. Maybe it could help you. You can actually just remove these parts, this sound. Okay.
Literature.
Literature.
Literature. Ah,
So it would sound much better. Although literature is also correct, yeah, but to make it more comfortable and convenient to pronounce, you can just say literature
okay.
without
Literature.
this. Mhm. Okay. All right. So, okay. Today, let's practice another topic. Tell me about good and bad experiences that you had. Can you see clearly?
Yes.
All right. So let's start with the keywords for our sample lesson. Can you read for keywords, please?
Professor. Nervous. Assignment. Paperwork. Defense.
Okay, nervous.
Nervous.
Okay, all right. Let's take note of that. Nervous. I sorry. Okay. Are you unfamiliar with any expression? Anything you don't know?
I can understand all of them.
Okay, all right. So let's read the sample response. Go ahead.
Okay. I once had to write a paper for an economy class I was taking, but I'm not good in doing paperwork. He gave me 2 weeks to finish it. Since I really don't have any idea how to start, I really found it hard to make it. It is not that easy to gather information, and I'm only doing it as an individual project, and no other people could help me. I tried my best and I worked hard on it. I stayed in the library for a long time and I always faced my computer during my free time. No time is really wasted. Even though I spent most of my time doing it, still I'm not that confident to present it in class. Therefore, I was a little nervous that I might get a bad grade. But my opinion is quite different from my professor's opinion. However, I was very surprised to get an A on that assignment. There was also another surprise in my professor's comment at the end of the paper. He asked me whether it was okay to share my paper with the rest of the class. I learned that it's good to express my opinion, even if it's different from the professor's.
Okay. This person had a good experience.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's analyze the structure of the sentences. So it started with the expressing the unforgettable experience. You can say, I once had to blah, blah, blah. Okay. You can
Mm.
start with that. I once had to write a paper. For something. Okay. Or he gave us, it depends on your professor, if it's a male or female, he gave us or she gave us a task, a
Okay.
project, or some homework, okay? And maybe your difficulty, it is not that easy to do something, okay? It's not easy to gather information. It was not that easy to do some research. Yeah, something like that. Okay. And then okay. All right. Let's try with you. Okay. So let's start first with an unforgettable experience. Okay. Let's see. Can you tell me any
Uh,
unforgettable experience in your school? It could be good, it could be bad that turned out good. Okay, and or yeah,
uh,
just good, something good.
when I took that literature class, the, the
Mm-hmm.
classic literature,
Mm-hmm.
I have an assignment about making poem in Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very difficult of that because I'm not very good in Chinese, especially the ancient Chinese,
Mm-hmm.
not nowadays.
That easy to do because I wasn't okay good at Chinese that time. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Uh, especially ancient Chinese,
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. All right. So when well, okay, are you still taking this literature class?
No, yes.
Okay. Uh, uh, I when I took when I took the literature class, or when I took my literature class, okay, um, I once had an assignment to make a Chinese poem, all right?
Yes.
It was not that easy uh, to do because I wasn't good at Chinese that time, especially ancient Chinese. Okay, all right, let's move on. Okay, so solution made. I tried my best and I worked hard for on it. Okay, or whatever you did. I stayed in the library. So these are the things that you did to solve this problem. Okay. So how did you fix this?
I also spent a lot of time to solve this problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then I uh, I remember I asked about it to my friend.
You asked help from your friends.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what they could speak Chinese? What did they teach you?
Oh,
Like
yes.
how to make the poem or how to
Ah,
understand
uh,
ancient Chinese?
there's some guidelines to make the poem.
Mm-hmm.
So first I made my poem
Mm-hmm.
and help asked help my friends to about read up
Mm-hmm.
read my assignment,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me about my errors.
Pointed out my errors. Okay.
Yes,
All
it
right.
was very helpful.
It was very helpful. All right. I spent a lot of time in solving. Okay. In solving this problem. I remember I asked help from my friends. There were some guidelines given to make the poem. Okay.
Yes.
So so first I wrote my what happened? So first I wrote my poem. Okay.
Mm-mm.
In Chinese. Yes. I wrote my poem in Chinese. Then I asked my friends to read it. They pointed out my errors, and it was very helpful. They pointed out my errors, which was very helpful for
Yes.
me. Okay, all right. You've got cool friends, you know.
Yes.
You're
Right.
lucky you have those friends. Okay. All right. Now let's continue. Result. Okay, however, I was very surprised to get an A. There was also another surprise. Okay, so anyway, here you are going to explain about the result of your poem. Okay,
Yes.
how was it? How did it go? Did
Oh,
you did you just submit the poem or did you have to read it?
uh, present. Yes, I had to read in front of the class.
Okay, and then how was there any feedback given or
Yes, my
was
professor said my assignment is the best of the class.
Oh, that's so awesome. Okay.
Yes,
All right. Okay. We we also had to present our poem to before the class. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh, in the end, okay. Uh, the our professor gave us some feedback. Mm-hmm. Mm. Uh, he he told me, and then he commented. Okay, he commented that my work was the best uh, in the class. Okay, how did you feel? I was extremely, alright, glad to hear it.
yes, of course.
Wouldn't. Okay, I was extremely glad to hear it and was very proud.
Yes, right.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, all right, moving on. Let's do. Okay, can you read it, please?
When I took my literature class, I once had an assignment to make a Chinese poem. It was not that easy to do because I wasn't good at Chinese that time, especially ancient Chinese. I spent a lot of time in solving this problem. I remember I asked help from my friends. There were some guidelines given to make the poem. So first I wrote my poem in Chinese, then I asked my friends to read it. They point out my errors, which was very helpful for me. We also had to present our poem before the class. In the end, our professor gave us some feedback. He
Mm-hmm.
commented that my work was the best in the class. I was extremely glad to hear it and was very proud of myself.
Very good. Okay, all right. So please practice this, okay? But again, don't memorize, just familiarize yourself with the vocabulary and the
Okay.
ideas, okay? All right. Next class, let's practice some simple past. Let me prepare a lesson for simple past. Uh, let's turn away from OPIc for a while, and then let's practice some simple past, so you
Okay.
can have some review and be familiar with it again. Okay.
Yes.
Any questions, Hansel?
No. Uh,
No? Okay. Well, I'll see you again on Wednesday. Okay.
yes.
Have a
Sure.
great day and enjoy your week. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.